In today's MP4 installment, we're going to be ranking your most unconfessable confessions. Now, if you are affiliated with me on Instagram, you knew this was happening. That's my way of saying you should be affiliated with me on Instagram. So if you want to be fully integrated with the tribe, link is in my description. It's also just @ahmadelyo. It's the same usernamed everywhere. I also specified that I will be keeping the individuals anonymous in hopes that they will be employable one day. But after glancing my eye lobes upon some of these confessions, maybe it's better if some of you stay unemployable. Now, before this mixed race Malteser gets into the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I had a chat with my father figure and he said he will stop telling people that I'm adopted. He will copyright claim his own cocomelon. So please, not for the sake of the channel, but for the sake of me having a habitat. Now, before we legally deconfess these confessions, I have to explain the standings and the ranking list that we're going to be utilizing to measure how severe these confessions are. So this is the tier list, as you can see, and I'm just going to break these down one by one. So starting at the bottom, but it's actually the top of this tier list, I know, reverse standing geology. You're cooked, but it's part of the cuisine, meaning we should probably still nuke your nucleus, but it's something that all of our nucleuses should have been nuked for. Let me make this clear. It doesn't mean that you aren't a villain. It just means that we're also all villains. Now, right above that is slam dunked as a cocomelon. Now, if you've had the unfortunate opportunity of enduring my videos in the past, you'll know that I constantly say that I was dropped as a child. Before some of you guys start getting excited and start thinking that you were also dropped as children, no. You are no way, shape, or geometric form on the same standard as me. I want you guys to keep in mind that I am attractive and 6'4". I might be hollow from the head top, but I'm still 6'4". But yeah, instead of being dropped as a cocomelon, you were slam dunked, meaning the fall damage was just that much more superior. So basically that one is more of an explanation as to why you are so tapped in the tundra. Speaking of tundras, the next ranking will ensure that you are tundraless, meaning you will never be remotely in the vicinity of a tundra. Why? Because you're in solitary cooked confinement. As you've probably noticed already, you didn't notice already, you guys are, I just realized my subscriber count has a combined IQ of 1. Why am I being so mean to you guys today? I feel like I'm bullying you guys. Let me stop. Come here, let me pet you. This channel is not real. Okay, let's try and get back to where we were before I started treating you like a rescue. So the next one we have is a doctorate in the Diddy Dark Arts. Now, as I'm sure most of you know, Diddy doesn't really need an introduction. He kind of already Diddy that. But yeah, this is basically saying that not only are you on his level, but you've kind of mastered what that baby oil merchant was doing. Now, even though that feels like the worst one, the worstest one, Merriam-Webster, please make that a word because I'm sick of using words properly. We have the unchampionship team, disconnect device. Now you might be thinking, oh, that's not even that bad. Do we just need to go into airplane mode or no? The device in this case is you. Yeah, I'm not talking about this rectangular fruit. I'm talking about you, spherical fruit. That's me assuming you're inflated. Okay, now that I've explained everything that I feel like needed to be explained, let's go ahead and endure the unexplainable. I mixed my grandpa's meds by accident during a wedding week and he had to be in the hospital. 3D. 3D? What are you saying, that your grandpa's 3D? Your grandpa's probably about 9D. What are humans, 10D? He's probably decomposed a bit, so I'm putting him at 9. Oh, 3 days. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, I'm a little snail. I mean, look, I want to give you the doubt of the benefit and say that, yeah, you are completely guilty. You did not do this on accident. Shout out to your grandpa. Hopefully he's still interacting with oxygen, even though you clearly don't want him to be. But you do realize if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be him. I just really wanted to say that line. You're probably a girl. Now, before I deport you to the ranking system, I'm just curious as to what the wedding week had to do with this. Like, how significant is this wedding week? Because I've been invited to the weddings of complete strangers just through affiliation. You know, my parental guardians have the connections, and then, oh, you have a fermented egg. You can bring him along. And then he eats all the sustenance that they've brought for everybody there. But that's for another time. I don't really want to talk about wedding experiences because it seems like it's going to be a long time until I indulge in one of my own. All jokes aside, this isn't really that bad. Compared to the previous confession videos that I've done on this platform, this is actually holy. You might be an imam at a masjid, honestly. Because the fact that you're saying you've done this by accident, a lot of people on here aren't just doing it unaccidentally. They are committing that crime to other grandmas. Grandmas that don't have anything to do with their family tree. So I'm gonna plant you in you're cooked, but it's part of the cuisine because honestly, I feel like any anyone could make this mistake. It could be a grave mistake. Get it? Because you could plant him in the grave. That's not funny. Why am I laughing? I have 23 hours on C.AI, character AI. I shouldn't have abbreviated it. I should have just gave you the unlocked version. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. You might think this is like a little weird or kind of lifeless behavior, and the truth is, it is. What do you mean you have a relationship with artificial intelligence? What's next? Machine learning? What do you want to move on to? I don't know who's the new thirst trap cartoon character that everyone's tweaking over, but I just know Gojo has to do something with those hours. 23 hours and they weren't spent on a freaky Gojo? Not possible. There isn't really much to say about this other than seek livelihood. Now, obviously, I've spent my fair share of 20 minutes, I think it was about 20 minutes on character AI for a video. You don't have an excuse. I'm doing this to feed the cocomelons that I'm holding in my basement. Who are you trying to feed? Why don't you seek an organic relationship? This relationship just seems artificial. Yeah, I think you have to be installed in, slam dunked as a cocomelon. You're just probably not in full capacity, and that's okay. It happens to the worst of us. I listen to mommy ASMR. What does mommy ASMR even sound like? Like, I can't really imagine incubator ASMR. Is this for people who are incubatorless? Like, do you just not have a relationship with your mother in? Hey, what are you doing? Can you do the dishes, Tony? What if your name isn't Tony? Then you just got Tony'd by someone that isn't your mommy. It's just a weird dynamic to have with someone that should have been your beverage at one point. That's right. You drank your mom. Now, don't get it twisted. I think this deserves solitary confinement, but I also feel like this could stem from a place of trauma. Oh, my little baby Marco. It was a long day at school, huh? Well, good news. We're gonna go ahead and get some McDonald's. Are you happy? Psych, we're not getting McDonald's. It's boycott, remember? You're gonna eat at home. Psych, we're not gonna eat at home. Actually, we're gonna go to your grandma to eat some cannolis. Psych, you don't have a grandma, because I'm not your mommy. But if you do have your unmale guardian of the galaxy, then that might be even worse. So I feel like I have to keep that into consideration, because what if you do have her? So I'm just gonna go on the basis that you do have your moo juicer. Yeah, I'm gonna plant you in solitary confinement because I tried to give you some justifications, but honestly, they're unjustificationable. When I used to get mad at my sis when we were younger, I'd stick her toothbrush in the toilet. If I didn't have gene mutuals, this would be unacceptable behavior and I would try to be some sort of holy figure, but give your sister that feces fungal disease that she deserves. Nah, but on a real note, you are sick. But I kind of respect the sickness. You know what I mean? It's like, you are sick, but don't see the doctor because I like what you have. I mean, look, you were younger, so obviously you're completely excused of any crimes that you commit, regardless of how crimey they were. But I also feel like this behavior finished her off because you said, when I used to get mad at my sister, can you not get mad at her anymore? Does she not have mad tooth enabled? Why does she not have it enabled? So I think the only reasonable scientific method that could be behind this is that you committed this crime correctly continuously to the point that you sent your gene mutual on a first-class flight to the afterlife. I tried killing my mother so many times as a kid, putting bleach in her coffee. Yeah, I know. See, this is why I'm kind of afraid to release a goo 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 gaga merchant into the world. What if he just turns on me? What if you do everything in your power to make this guy a scholar? You want this dude to bring so much peace and tranquility to other organisms' lives, and he just turns out to be a villain. And you might be thinking, okay, but if you do the right things, the kid will turn out to be a right thing. But what if he just decides to be a wrong thing? Okay, now I'm connecting the dots. This is the fictitious figure that was listening to mommy ASMR. Yeah, well, you could have had organic mommy ASMR, but now you have to listen to it digitally. You know why? Because you made sure your mom logged out of all servers. I know, you're a minor, but you did something that only a major who is sick majorly in their mind would do. So I'm going to put you at doctorate in the Diddy Dark Arts. Because I feel like you'd have to be at least a Diddy disciple to display this Diddy-fied delinquency. I tried being friends with the Islamic studies teachers' kids so that I would get excused and prioritized. Now look, when you think of this action in principle, it's messed up. Because what are you realistically doing? You're just copying these holy cocomelons. But at the same time, I respect it. Because why not? They're right there. Use those Islamified individuals. Oh yeah, take advantage. But yeah, I used to do this all the time. I still do this all the time. In university, whenever I see a super smart guy that looks like he has way too many civilians in his brainal region, I'm not only copying the guy, friendifying him, I am taking full advantage. You think I'm not gonna cop this Khan Academy sitting in the corner of the room? The amount of times I've seen someone in class with every coding language languageized on the back of his laptop. I need the JavaScript. They need the friend script. Let's make our own script. So I'm gonna place this in You're Cooked, but it's part of the cuisine because I feel like this isn't really harming anyone. On the contrary, you might have helped them so much. On my first date with someone, I accidentally loudly farted on him twice. You know, if you just said I farted, it would have been like, okay, you just farted straight in front of him. But the way you've worded this makes it sound like you've just grabbed the intro to his anatomy and put it behind your solar system and released a Dr. Nefario gas. I mean, look, I'm not gonna judge. It's 2025. If we're slam farting on people, that's what we're doing. But still, I'm gonna put you in solitary confinement, and maybe you can reflect on your actions. And even if you can't, then you'll release some gas into the air repeatedly and eventually just kind of gas yourself out. Don't get too gassed. You're gonna be stuck there for a long time. I wanted attention from a teacher in my private academy, so I purposefully ran in front of his moving car. You are not in Crossy Road. You're gonna have to immediately throw you into disconnect device because that's ultimately what you tried to do. You also put your teacher in risk here because what if something happened to them based on the impact? I don't know. Are you geometrically in danger? This could be, you could be an asteroid to his vehicle. This is not the organic, authentic way to seek attention. You could have just dropped phalange pics on LinkedIn. I mean, who's doing that? Look, I just gave you inspiration. Nobody is dropping feet pics on LinkedIn. People are going there to seek jobs, not toes. I used to have a crush on my plants, and I used to have a crush on about 5 seconds ago. What does this even mean? Do you just see your Chinese evergreen and think to yourself, oh, your dirt is looking quite voluptuous today. Ni hao. Do you get it? Ni hao? Because it's a Chinese evergreen. Do I get unlimited meals at Panda Express now or what? I just feel like this is more disturbing than anything because I can only imagine you waking up in the morning, looking at your plants in a photosynthesis-ly manner, and that's not something that humans are supposed to do. Look what you've done. Now I'm imagining you looking at your aloe vera plant saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna pollinate you today. And now your aloe vera is terrified, responding, please don't, what happened to the bees? And you respond, well, it's none of your business. Bad Venus flytrap, bad Venus flytrap. I told you to look at me like I'm one of your mosquitoes. I'm losing it. So you're going to go into disconnect device, because how is this even possible? And yeah, I'm praying for your plants, because no plants deserve to be planted through something like that. I guess we're gonna have to start plant therapy now. I'm just gonna start talking to Venus flytraps in our free time. I know you're used to doing mosquito mukbangs, and I know it was very disturbing for you to move on to a full human being mukbang. And how are you dealing with your trauma? Are you chomping on more mosquitoes? Shaved my head during COVID and let everyone think I had cancer. This could be bad if you were telling people that you had cancer, because that's not funny, and you cosplaying as having a deadly disease. I don't even know if that's considered a disease. Sorry, cancer. Not really, because you're not good. But sorry if I misgendered you. Again, not sorry, because you're not good. But I'm also curious as to how Caillou worthy your cranium looked. You're cooked, but it's part of the cuisine just because I don't know if you're actually cooked. You might be, but I'm giving you the doubt of the benefit. I tried to kill my granny by putting peach dust in her water. She's allergic to peach. What is up with you and your ancestors? Why are you guys all trying to go for them? And by all means, I'm not telling you to control Z your granny, but the way you tried to assassinate her, it's almost like you're used to doing this. This is what you do. You ungranny grannies. This is just a crime. I'm going to put you in disconnect device because you tried to delete your own grandmother. That's a pretty grand crime. I went back to the same person 12 times. You're a boomerang. I guess another question that I have to question is, why do you keep connecting and disconnecting with this individual? Are they horrible or are they not? Or are you just traumatized and it's caused you to kind of just become this recurring thing? I'm going to put you in solitary confinement, but I feel like that's going to lead to you bouncing off the walls for eternity. Didn't want you to be an Instagram story feature, but clearly that's what you want to be featured as. Before eating dinner every night, I let my dog lick my stepbrother's stepbrother's plate, like all over. I mean, he is your stepbrother, so he deserves to be stepped on. This is disconnect device. You just gave him rabies, COVID, and all of their relatives. This is the type of felony you would only be seeing addressed in Zootopia. A dog licking somebody's plate. Like if I was a hamster and that happened, I would be tweaking. I'm a human and I'm tweaking on behalf of the stepbrother, even though he comes with stairs. I'm gonna put you in disconnect device. I don't want you to come with data because I don't want you to be able to be roaming around. I used to eat cereal and Oreos with water for like a year because I thought lactose intolerance kills. Honestly, even if lactose intolerance did kill, I would rather die than do what you've just done. Forget cereal, Oreos, the anti-segregation snack. I genuinely believe if Oreos existed before Martin Luther King, they would have solved racism. There is no way. It's so deviously good, you cannot see race after eating it. But to plant an Oreo in water and then plant it in your mouth is a crime against all gas stations, all grocery stores, all places where you can buy Oreos. You are lactose intolerant, so I'm not going to put you at disconnect device because your body has already disconnected from you. I'm gonna put you in doctor in the Diddy Dark Arts, you milk-phobic merchant. I would take lice out of my own hair and plant it into my relatives. That's not very lice. I'm guessing they didn't take that licely. Yeah, I wouldn't wish this on my worst smell of me. I just reckon you want to see your family tree disintegrate. That's what you want to see. You want to see the family tree burn down. I'm gonna have to put you in doctor in the Diddy Dark Arts, even though I feel like this should be disconnect device because lice is, it's not lice. And lastly, I used to look at a couple's highlights and pretend it was me and my crush. I don't want to crush you, but that's probably one of the side effects of being singularized for so long. Some of you need to explore being potentially plural the proper way. I would put you in your cooked, but it's part of the cuisine. But I mean, I've been singular my whole life and I've never considered highlighting myself in someone else's highlights. You basically just did digital substitution jutsu. Yeah, I'm gonna put you in slam dunked as a cocoa melon just because I feel like this is stemming from your years that were minor. If you did make it this far, I want to thank you because I know it's not easy to witness me with about 3 hairs on my head top. I also noticed in the last video that a lot of you took it upon yourselves to roast me in the comment section. And let me just say, I didn't feel roasted. So yeah, that's me encouraging you. Roast me in the comment section. Don't roast me. Burn me in the comment section. If my face doesn't look like Niagara Falls, just know you failed. Hopefully, I'll see you guys in the future. Future Ahmed, take it away.